because I love you guys so much, I just drove back 45 minutes to get this little 15-minute video in. Got to drive 45 back. It's my mom's small business's 40th anniversary party, so I'm going to that. But I wanted to get another one in and say some stuff now. Now, Jay Williams came on to this little thing that, it's a handful of prison YouTubers. They get on there, it's a bunch of little screens, and we all just BS. Now, day before yesterday, I went crazy. I mean, you be dizzy at the end of it if you listen to me. I talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. Last night I was a little bit tired, as insomnia does me. But anyway, I'm going on live there tonight with Weavy. Not sure what time it is. And then Vegas Prison Stories after him. Okay. Vegas Prison Stories is how I met Weavy. Weavy's close to me. We got some ideas, some plans that we got going on. It's going to be some wild stuff coming up. Also going to start doing lives on here. So if you guys want to come on and, BS with me, ask me some stuff, I figure I might as well start doing it, I got bad nerves a little bit, but I started going on that stuff, and, I feel like it's helped a little bit. On there, I cuss a little. It's a little bit more Richard Pryor than Jeff Foxworthy like it is on this channel. But anyway, if you're just finding this channel from Jay, because Jay mentioned it in the community post. I know a ton of people. For real, if you count subscribers, he might not have the most yet, but Jay's the number one in this thing. That's what it is. He's why I started this. Shoot, number one, he's from Virginia. Okay. He was at Riverside Regional. You could see that from the yard at Petersburg Medium. That's wild. That same place he was in, I was in the yard at the federal prison across the street that overlooked it. It is a big old jail. I also got stabbed in the face in Richmond. That was a wild story too. I shouted Jay out back then, just to get a few extra views. And he commented. He was good enough to comment. I had 700 subscribers in. He's good enough to comment. He's a good dude. With everybody in this thing, man, he's the best, I gotta say. And if you go on that live we did last night, he was on there. We had him up till 3:30 a.m. Oh man, I feel bad. Should have let him go on, but we kept talking about stuff, and he talks some real stuff now. I'm telling you, he's the white Morpheus. Morpheus from the Matrix? Yeah, well, he's the white version. Man, that guy is like, he's like if the Buddha had smacked a few people, before he got, his meditation on at ABJ. You know what I mean? He got some, I say all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyway, I got a lot of respect for him. And Weavy's a good dude, too. We got some wild stuff planned. I'm going to start doing lives here soon, too. I've been talking about that for a minute. It's anxiety. I'm getting over this stuff. It's wild because, I can do speeches sometimes if I do it regularly in public place, and I do all right with that. Since, that story was in that book, colleges and other places like that, I've given a number of talks on. I act stupid, but I actually do know a lot about addiction, and, basically I can fully explain why the overdoses have doubled in the same time that pills have been reformulated and cracked down on. The whole thing, Dope Sick, the TV shows about, the restriction of pills and the overriding. And now people who need it can't get it. And the cartels are making 4 cents a piece counterfeit Roxy's as the gold standard, making more money off counterfeit Roxy's than anything. It's crazy. And in the time that that's happened, that's why everybody's dropping, because there's counterfeits. It's crazy. Back when I was coming up, people liked getting the pills. They didn't like the other stuff because they knew what they were getting. Ain't that way anymore. What I once did, the heroin I once sold, did, cut, all that, it's a thing of the past. It don't exist anymore. It's not there. I cut more bricks than I can count of dope. Okay, I went through a micron filter, kind of like a bubble hash bag. I've used those before back, it's been way back. I'm in the prison and everything else. So, this is to help people. So, I'm talking about this here. And after you push about half kilo through, tiny little tears start to open. And it don't matter if pebbles fall through that, because, it takes 50 milligrams of pure to take somebody out who has a tolerance. Somebody doesn't have a tolerance. It doesn't matter if you have a tolerance or not. That same tiny tear, if a pebble falls through that of fentanyl, gone. The highest fentanyl patch they make at the pharmacy, back then we called them morphine patches, 100 microgram, okay? That's like a milligram, and you know, a little pebble piece of salt getting through that filter, it's going to take somebody out. So it's a thing of the past. But anyhow, just going on a little bit of a random rant right here, talking about some stuff, bouncing it off you guys, seeing what you think. I think I've got the best audience of any bunch. You know, it's what I hoped it would be, but like I never thought it was actually going to come true. Because there's so many douchebags that get on a keyboard and have something to say. I mean, there are people on there, you know, last night saying crazy stuff and everything else. But I've got the best bunch of people. I've seen these people, you know, get on there when people are down and send pages worth of comments. Sometimes that's all it takes. You know, I often won't talk when I need help. Okay, and I seen, you know, Big Weevy's a big old dude. He knocked a mother out on the live the other night. He blacked his screen, then he had to answer the door. There was somebody showed up, you know, somebody he had issue with. The guy came causing problems, had to knock him out. Police came. Yeah, I think Vegas Prison Stories did a video on that. Check that out. But anyway, he's a big old dude, you know. But I mean, got a good heart. He's good people. And he recently lost somebody close to him. He had some stuff he ain't talked about. Stayed up till about 5 talking, man. Sometimes just talking to somebody can make a world of difference. You know, taking the time to just sit there and listen. You know, Marilyn Manson, and you can say whatever you want. Yeah, I'm white, I listen to Marilyn Manson, get over it. He's a bad mother, okay? Anyhow, Marilyn Manson said, I'm bowling for Columbine. He got blamed for that. They didn't even like him. And Michael Moore asked him, what would you have said to the kids? And he said, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have listened. And that's what nobody did. Well, you know, that's a little bit of an extreme example, but the same goes with addiction and people's mental health. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you. You know, and I'm open. I'll talk about my mental health. You know, got PTSD. I take 4 medications just to get through a night of sleep. Thought about trying, you know, some type of edible stuff. I ain't done that stuff in over a decade, but it sucks. I mean, I wake up 4 to 10 times a night with the medicines. Without it, don't sleep. It's awful. And I'm not one of those people who can go on a little sleep and just be like, ah. You know, I'm one of those people, I don't get sleep and I'm like, I'm a prick. It's not fair to the people around me. So I lay in bed 11 hours to get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And you know, something else, if y'all watched the live the other night, and I did say something. Somebody had something to say about it, you know, whatever. But I said Floyd Mayweather was illiterate, but he was smart with how he handled his money. He took half of it and he put it away. Somebody said, well, nah, he was smart, this, and that. YouTube, Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, illiterate. 50 Cent offers $750,000 if Floyd Mayweather could read 1 page out of a Harry Potter book. And then Jimmy Kimmel agreed to have this thing to host it on the show. And then he said, I know you can't read the Harry Potter book, so I'll tell you this. Read a Cat in the Hat book, $750,000. And he said he's going to donate it to a charity. But you know all those rich people, they set up their own charities, so then when stuff gets donated to it, it's a tax write-off. Same thing as giving them the money. But anyway, yeah. So Floyd Mayweather, I mean, I was right on that. I had to say that. You know, he's best boxer of all time, you know. But, you know, can't read, but look at what he's done. He surrounded himself with smart people. Somebody took a little offense to that. You know, it's whatever. Also, speaking of boxing, November, Scott Cujo Sigmund, who was Roy Jones Jr.'s most recent opponent in an actual sanctioned fight before his exhibition, which Roy Jones had against Mike Tyson. Scott Sigmund, he's got a couple fighters that are going to be fighting. Austin Deanne, I believe he's he's undefeated. He's 9-0, 6 knockouts. Owen Hilton, 5-1, I believe, 3 knockouts, and he just avenged his only loss. Good kid. Had some rough upcoming, and I mean, this has saved his life. But that's something I'm going to do, be adding that boxing and have the matches on there so you get to see that. If you go to Southpaw Promotions and you type in Owen with last name Hilton, but Hilton spelled with a Y, and watch some of Owen's matches, okay? He's got 1 loss. Now, he avenged that 1 loss. And if you watch it, if you go to these and you watch it, you know, say Spencer sent you. It tickled me to death, you know, just to show I can send some people over. I think most of these boxing, they don't even have any comments on them. So if Scott saw I had some people, you know, I was sending some people over to see this stuff. Now, that ain't his channel. I'm going to start my own thing. But anyway, and same with Austin Deanda. Austin and Deanda. Deanda. The native nightmare is what they call him. As a bad mother right there. I'm telling you. Not, I mean, that kid's something special. Same with Owen. I mean, they're good. And they'd be doing the same stuff I did to get put in federal prison right now. I can't say it for sure, but likely. I mean, just from what they've told me. If they hadn't had boxing. Since I've been out boxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, 3 different gyms, 3 different coaches. Tarek Moner, Olympian in judo, competed in Sambo in Russia. You know, it's the same, Sambo's the same art. And judo too. Khabib's high-level judo black belt. You know, Khabib is, so is, I don't think Islam has a judo black belt, but Khabib does. If you watch his instructional, it's mostly judo. You know, it's how to get a hold of somebody in a clinch, slam them or trip them, and then hold them in a pin and smash them. And, you know, get a hold of a limb or neck somewhere in there. But, yeah, and Paulo Santana, world champion, I'm blue belt under him. Got a couple videos with him on here. And then Scott, you know, boxing. I just get beat up by his pros in that gym. His boxing rules, though, you know, that's why I train in each one. Because, you know, fight a boxer, put him down. Fight a jiu-jitsu guy, keep it standing. And, you know, fight a judo guy, it doesn't matter where it goes. Because, you know, I've got good enough on the ground. I'm comfortable there, standing, good enough there. And so, you know, it's a good little combination. But training obsessively is how I kept right. When I hurt my shoulder, it's when I started this thing. Because I didn't have an outlet. So, I mean, that's how this whole thing started. And it started driving 5 hours round trip to Paulo Santana's gym Tuesdays and Fridays. And I would train 4 to 6 hours each of those days. And on the drive to and from, I'd listen to Jay Williams. And seeing, he had little editing back then. He's getting good with the editing. But back then he had little editing. And I thought, maybe I can do it. You know, and I'd pause it, tell Casey, my fiance, a story. And she's like, maybe you can do it. Started doing it, you know, and getting on here doing these videos and stuff, it helps me. I mean, I'm glad it's entertaining and stuff, but just getting this stuff off my chest. I don't have any friends. I've talked to a couple from prison recently. But for the last 5 years, I ain't talked to any felons. I mean, if people can't relate to me, they never kidnapped anybody. Never drove, you know, dope back and forth across state lines. Ain't done none of that. I mean, you know, it's a different type of stuff, you know. And yeah, it's a great life that have changed my life. But sometimes you like to tell a story, but you know, somebody did a rip-off, you're able to track him down, throw him in the back of a trunk, and some funny stuff happened, and you know, it's terrible, terrible stuff. But I mean, people were doing terrible stuff to have that terrible stuff happen. That doesn't justify it, you know, it's still wrong. And shoot, it is what I do. Anyway, going on those lives tonight, Big Weavy, I believe, is first. Vegas Prison Stories is second. I'll be on there. Shoot, Jay might stop by. He's been stopping by a lot. Man, his new studio, it's looking good, man. I mean, he's doing the thing. Like, and he is such a good guy. He brings everybody up. Got good information on. Now, he makes me, you know, want to take the higher road. And now, Rick from Vegas Prison Story, he's a great dude. Now, in a comical way, he'll go in the comment section and bang on the comments, people that are trolls and stuff, and he'll shred them. He could be one of those comedians that stands on stage and just makes fun of people, okay? After I listen to his, I'm thinking, you know, I'm waiting for somebody to say something, and I'm wanting to be like, hey, tell them about themselves. That's why I learned to fight, okay? So then I say what I want, not have to worry about it. I mean, that's why I did. Shoot. Here's what it is, you know. Want to be able to say what's on my mind without having some douchebag, you know, lifted weights for a couple decades in a prison that's a bully, try to, you know, keep me quiet. Now, you know, it's too bad. It is what it is. So anyway, it's a little bit different of a video, just mentioning some stuff. Going to be doing the lives here very soon. Me and Big Weavy have some really wild stuff we're in the works right now. We're going to be getting up with each other here very shortly. Just instantly, you know, I went to school at Twin Valley. It's in Southwest Virginia. Knew a lot of people he reminds me of. And, you know, just something, like, I know pieces of trash, and I know when I spot somebody, it's good because it's unusual. He's a good dude, you know. A lot of people with these issues, the stuff we go through, we're not bad people. I was raised right. I made the choices on my own, okay? At him, you know, he... good guy, raised right. Man, had a big conversation about his mom, man. And, I mean, it's teared me up. I mean, seriously. The dude's a good-hearted dude. and Vegas Prison Story of the Town. Met Weavy. So anyway, there's a lot of other great people too that and stuff like that. That it's just the two I'm mentioning right now. I always feel like if I mention somebody, I feel like I should have mentioned somebody else. So please, nobody get upset with me if I, but it's a cool little spot, cool little thing we're doing. I used to just watch it, just be a church mouse, not even comment. Then I commented the one time to support Weavy, like, you've got to come on, man. Please, come on, man. I was like, I feel like a piece of trash if I don't. So I did. But anyway, that's what it is. So I'll catch you there tonight if you want to check it out. Gonna go to my mom's party now, have some fun. Hopefully there's some people there that I don't like, so I can say some sideways stuff. Sometimes I have a little fun being a little ignorant, not ignorant, ignorant. Yeah. If this prison live that we did was the Wu-Tang Clan, I'd be Old Dirty Bastard. I'd be ODB. I'm the one that's doing the off the wall stuff, just freestyling off the top of my head, going crazy. I can't rap. I mean, let's not even pretend that. But I can say some stuff to make you laugh. And you'll be dizzy at the end because you won't know what just happened, what you just witnessed. So you'll laugh, you might cry, you might get a little anxiety attack, but it's all good. We'll talk about, like Joey Diaz says, I want to see the devil. Well, if you go on this live, you might see the devil because we're going to go down the rabbit hole. That's it.